Today I am going to show you how to add an Amazon affiliate product to your site. Before you watch this video, make sure you watch the other video on creating and changing posts. That process is exactly the same as we're going to go through now, but here there's going to be a few additional steps. Okay, I'm going to show you how to add a product. Here I'm going to add a new lens to the site. But I want you to remember a couple of things. First, on my site, I chose 3 categories. They are Nikon, Canon, and Other. And you can see that there are 3 menu items for them. If we go to Nikon and we look at a product, you can also select those categories here. If you choose a product, you can see there are product categories here as well. Now, my recommendation is not to have too many categories, as it makes it hard to browse. I have set the site up so there's 12 products on a page. Let's go back to a page. So here we see 3 products, but there can be 12 products on a page, and then you would go to another page. Try not to do more than 3 pages of products though, because if you think about it, if you have 3 categories and there are 3 pages each with 12 products on each, that's already 108 products to browse through, and that's quite a bit. So, but our marketing strategy is to try to get you to be an expert and choose the best products, and if there are just too many products, then you're maybe not choosing the best products. So keep that in mind. So in case you want to add another category, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So I'm going to add a product from a company called Sigma. They're a major manufacturer of lenses. So the first thing we want to do before we add the actual product is to add the category. To do that, go into the dashboard, go into Posts, and then Categories. And here you can see these are the categories that are set up in the system. You can see that I have a category called Our Store. The actual categories that are Canon, Nikon, and Other have these little dashes next to them. That's because they're called children. Our Store is the parent. So we want to add another child category to the store. We're going to call this one Sigma. Don't worry about the slug, it'll do that automatically. But we do want to choose that the parent is Our Store. Now we have Sigma. So now we have that, we hit apply, and you can see it's done in alphabetical order. So now we have the category Sigma, and when we add a new product, Sigma will be there for us to check off on that page. So let's add the product. First thing we do is we go to Posts and Add New. It's a good idea to have your Amazon product in another tab so you can grab things from it. First thing we do is go to the product. This is the actual product that I want to add. So what I usually do is grab the title, and let's bring that title over, paste it in. If titles get too long, they tend to wrap, and sometimes they can make the pages look a little funny. So I tend to get rid of things that are not necessary for a title. We really could get rid of some of this, make it a little bit shorter. So first, above the area where the product is, we want to have a review. Try to make the review your personal feelings about the product, and try to describe details about the product. Think about what someone would be searching for when they're looking for your types of products, and try and use those words in your review. Now, since this isn't a real site, I'm just going to write, this is where we add the product review, and leave it at that. Hit return to go down to another line, and this is where you add your product. It's very simple. First, go to the product and find the ASIN number, which is this. Right click to copy, and then we hit this little box right here, and we choose an ASIN page. Paste the number into the ASIN page, and then leave all of this the way it is, except here you can sort on certain things. I usually sort on the best ratings first, but you can choose whatever you want, and hit submit, and it puts in a little code. So we come down here and we choose Sigma as the category. You can choose another category as well. You don't have to choose only one. This Sigma lens works on Canon cameras, so you could conceivably choose that and it would show up in both places. I'm not going to, but just so you know. Tags, as I said in the other video, the basic tags, photography, Canon, Nikon, were already in the overall system, but you want to put in tags that are very specific to this particular post, in which case maybe 50mm Sigma. You can think of as many as you want. You don't need a ton, but put in a few. You can also choose from the most used tags if there are any. This was an image stabilization lens, so I could click on that. So there are some in here. Single lens reflex. And just as an added feature, this view is called a tag cloud, and you see that some are big and some are small. They show you a relative amount that these tags are being used. So the larger the tag, the more it's being used. Later on, when you have a lot of products, you can actually add a tag cloud to your site as a way for people to search through products and blog posts and things like that. It works really well in blog posts when you have a lot of them, because if you wanted to look at something about Nikon, you click Nikon and all the articles on Nikon would come up. And now we need to add a featured image so the image shows up on the product page. To do that, go back to your product, right click. I'm on a Mac, so on Windows it's basically the same thing. Save the image as. I'm just going to save it to the desktop, but you can save it to whatever folder you want. Now I come back, I go set featured image, select the file, go to the desktop, choose the lens, and hit use as featured image. Again, the size doesn't matter with featured images. So now we have all the pieces that we need. So we hit publish. And now our product's published. Okay, just a couple more things we need to do. First, we need to tell the store, the page, our store, that it should hold Sigma categories. Right now, it holds the other three, and we need to tell it to hold the new category. So the way we do that is we go into the Division theme options. Division is the name of the theme. So we go into the options. There's a lot going on here. We're going to go over that another time, so just follow along. Don't worry about all of the other pieces. Just go to portfolio settings. You'll see that the portfolio page is our store. That's the product. And hit Sigma. And hit Save Changes. That's all you have to do there. We also notice that we're missing Sigma from the menu. So the way you do that is you go to Menus, or let's go inside so I can show you where it is in here. It's under Appearance, Menus. Just follow the instructions here and I'll explain more about the menus later. So these are pages and categories, and what we want is the category Sigma. We want to add that to the menu. It'll always add it at the bottom, so this is just drag and drop. You just move it up and you can see it could become a top menu item or a sub menu or a sub menu. but we're going to make this a submenu to our store. We hit save. And you'll also remember that when you actually go to a product that we showed you before, on the right there was a little area, category area. That's a widget, and we're going to talk about widgets in detail as well. There's lots of things you can do with widgets, but for now the products are on a page type called portfolio, and that little area was the sidebar. And we're going to add Sigma, hit save. Okay, now we go to the main site, go to our store, and you can see that we have all of the products here. You can click on Sigma, and we see the Sigma product is here, and we click on the lens, and we see the area where there would be a review. We see the product, and we see the product categories on the side. That's all for now, so give it a try and come back to watch the next video.